What up, martial arts people? I saw that there is something new on my For You page, so to speak. Can we say For You page on YouTube? I don't know. Anyway, 10 favorite things has a couple of videos about fake Kung Fu masters, Kung Fu fools, Bushido black Belch edition, and how he writes this is pretty insane. And he has more videos, so he has, I think, 3 to 4 videos at least about all these things. And man, as a Kung Fu practitioner, as a kickboxing practitioner, we need to get into this shit ASAP. So with these words, welcome to this new documentary, to this new Sunday documentary react video, where we're gonna react every Sunday on documentaries, all things related to martial arts or weightlifting, because those are the 2 things that I'm most passionate about. And with that being said, have yourself something to drink, have yourself something in relaxation, and let's watch. Okay.
Hey, folks.
Hey, folks.
Sorry, it's been a while. I'm just going to lean into this video and get myself warmed up.
Kung Fu Fools, Black Belt, shit is.
Big Bertha. Girthy Berthy has that. I used to be a prison guard, but was fired for undisclosed reasons type of vibe. I'm guessing involved.
Okay. Sorry. If somebody is teaching any sort of martial art and they're looking like this, and this is not a gender thing, this goes for men as well. And I saw that there is George Dillman in this playlist as well. I have my strong doubts, really my absolute strong doubts, that they know what they're talking about. Because if you are looking like this, it clearly tells me that you are not training for the sake of athleticism. And if you don't do this, then you know nothing about fighting. Sorry.
The bat, a Bible, and a whole lot of soap. Here she is demonstrating how to get away from a creepazoid if a game of patty cakes goes horribly wrong.
This way and underneath that way. You can go this way, underneath there. Either way, it's whatever you're feeling comfortable with. Another thing you can do is put your hands together, open the door, duck and go underneath, and notice how her arms are getting all twisted up, and I'm just going to take her down that direction, giving me time to escape. And yet a third is...
Not
Honestly,
impressed.
I don't know if this technique could free a kid from the grasp of an imaginary friend, let alone some beady-eyed trenchcoat predator. Ugh, just look at that mug. She's got the face only a Waffle House manager could love.
In this tape, we're going to cover using points that can be activated by pressing, rubbing...
Oh no! There we have the pressure points. I mean, pressure points, somehow pressure points are legit. Because they are obviously points, when you push them like here, it hurts a shitload of time. But can you pull this off in chaotic sparring and fighting? I have my doubts about this. But nevertheless, it could be beneficial to know some points, maybe 1 or 2 points that is vital, that you can inflict pain, because it's the only thing that you want to have with pressure points, in my opinion, in my untrained opinion, right? But, for example, clinch situation when you're not moving a lot and you have like an easy way to get to a point, or bishop, whatever, here, maybe there on the armpit, there's also one. Knowing such points can be beneficial, but not like I'm pushing the points and I'm magically happen to have spot on your G-spot and you're gonna fall into unconsciousness. That's not gonna happen. That's gonna happen. That's a really, really important distinguish between those two, right? Oh man, pressure points. Love them.
or squeezing.
Is it just me, or does this video kind of sound like it's about to make a left turn and be more instructional about how to wanky or Yankee or pleasure the little man in the canoe? I don't know.
In this tape, we're going to cover using points that can be activated by pressing, rubbing, or squeezing.
This next guy couldn't be more Italian-American if he was born in the back of a pizzeria named Tony Pepperoni and had a pair of meatballs dangling from his Camaro. This guy looks like the inspiration for pepper spray. But let's see what kind of Kung Fu Pasquale Parmesan can teach us.
When I squeeze this point, his entire body is affected, as opposed to when we squeezed one of the other ones where he was affected, but just not quite in the same degree. This particular point, lung 5, is located on the thumb side of the arm.
Oh, lung 5, okay.
Below the elbow joint, right in the spot. The easiest way to find it is what I call the clock method. We look at the circle and we make a clock.
1, 2, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, rock.
6 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 8 o'clock.
Love that song.
6, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, rock.
And it's right about 7 o'clock, and we squeeze deep inside.
Yeah, sure. If you can't get it into a good pressure point, just shiatsu their arm for a bit. Maybe first apply some aromatherapy oils and put some pan flute music on with the sound of a gentle stream in the background. Good news for the world, because I'm a genius. That's like if two genii, and that's a plural
yeah,
for
sure. We also have to note
had a
that
baby and it was very smart, it would be a smart genius, or, as I told you, a smenius. And as everyone knows, our brain works like a television and has channels. So I've used my smenius to build a machine that lets me view the channels inside someone's mind. Now let's take a look at this guy's television.
SpongeBob, what are you doing?
Oh, kitchen nightmares, I love it.
It rubs the lotion on its skin or else it gets the hose again.
A little odd, but seems harmless so far.
What the fuck is this?
Nice solve.
Oh, that'd be a good idea, yeah.
Mythological hero Achilles.
Yeah, ha, there's the culprit. Meanwhile, in the dank, dark depths of Mother Russia's...
Look, the same. Same shit again. Instructor completely out of form.
The former colonel named Mikhail...
I wonder if we are going to see one dude or dudette that is actually in form when teaching something like this here. Really wonder.
He's a true 99th degree black felch. Yeah, I'm going there. If you aren't sure what felch means, please allow me to explain. To felch is the act of slurping ooey gooey fuel out of a downtown brown winker stinker, aka the quivering tunnel to Turd Town. Think of it like bubble tea, but instead of squishy tapioca balls, it's dingleberries. Warm, salty dingleberries. Ryabko looks like what happens when a pumpkin comes to life. He's the Russian version of a Teletubby, but at least I can understand what a Teletubby says. Hello, goodbye. And his class looks like a colorblind version of what not to wear. I've seen hobos throw out better clothes. Half of them look pregnant with a cheeseburger baby. I haven't seen weirder looking group of people since they walled up the basement at the asylum. Here he is putting kung fu magic to the test. When did suppressing the need to cry out in pain become a martial art? And when did having a fat belly to absorb body shots become a way of self-defense? I don't know. It looks like some tears are being held back. Push it down, push it down. Suppress, suppress.
Yeah, hit him once in the solar plexus, please.
That guy is literally one punch away from asking for mommy. Holy turd cannons, what bridge did this lumbering bull-cut troll crawl out of?
It's like Obelix.
He looks like someone who eats the skin off children and drinks tears to wash it down. He looks like Russia did some horrible experiment on a member of ABBA and set him free into society. Go kill or play music.
But the voiceover is crazy.
What the F is with his track pants? If he pulls them any higher, it would signal to the world that a flood is coming, or maybe it would create some new form of metric measurement. But alas, he's just a big wuss who refuses to stand helplessly and defensively while a street thug pummels his stomach. Stand and do training of getting beaten up. But let's see what other sharts of martial arts wisdom he can pull out of his magic.
Yeah, but it's the same Holy Man, it's the same
Here he is,
dude.
forcing two men to confront their eternal love of cha-cha dancing. 1, 2, cha-cha-cha. 3, 4, cha-cha-cha. 5, 6, cha-cha-cha. Now, maybe I'm just an eternal optimist because I'm so upbeat and so positive all the time, but I think it's love at first dance. I really do. And I want to be the first to congratulate the couple, and hopefully, fingers crossed, I get invited to the wedding. And here Ryabko is dressed in the finest Walmart camo money can buy, tickling the thighs of his opponents and turning them into weeble wobbles. I don't say this very often, I don't, but I'd love to put on the red apples and go a few rounds with clown pants. I'm not trained in a
that was actually Pistol Squad, nice.
Anything like that, but
yeah, well, the negative.
For me, neither is he, so I think I got a pretty good chance against him. I mean, I have more faith in the fighting skills of Colonel Sanders than Colonel Ryabko. Come on. Come on now. All right, let's move this on.
Oh, man. Okay, that's something else.
I'm Dr. John M.
Secret poison,
to drop one. Black belt. I have been for the last 16 years, and I'm also an expert in something called dim-mak or poison.
Oh shit, no. Last Sunday, we watched a short, it's just a short version of a documentary Sunday where the film crew of the movie 4 Count Dante talked about the events, about the Dojo Wars, and check it out. I will link it, leave a link in the video description. And this is what he was famous for, Count Dante. The dim-mak, the death touch. So basically it was just like touching certain points, like just touching certain points on the body, and the other person would to death. Yeah.
Poison hands, poison fingers.
Dr. John, please. Dr. John is more of a doctor than Dr. John. Here, Nurse John is explaining the poison hand technique. Ah, yeah, the poison hand technique. I knew a girl in college like that. She could peel a pole vault and leave your zipper mouth rawer than a sushi bar. Wah, wah, wah.
So we can take these fantastic dim-mak points and these pressure points and use them in such a way that we can harm or we can heal. For example,
can we?
Right
can we really?
He's dead. If I do it just the way I demonstrated. I held his head so it couldn't go anywhere, and then I came here and I went through the hollow underneath the ear, and I went here and I took out the brain stem. Now, do you have to hit it hard? Yeah, something about like that. Do them.
It is uncomfortable. Yes, it is uncomfortable, but yeah. I'm doing here slamming against my own head. I'm alone in my room. Fuck.
Shots are to bone shots, are to nerve plexus shots, are to the other 9 secret type of dim-mak targets. Disrupts it instantly.
Oh, great. Another sucker punch expert. R2 organ shots, R2 nerve shots, R2D2 shots. Yes, R2. I believe Master John's mainframe is not functioning correctly.
Yeah, but I did a muscle.
There's something universally true, in my opinion. And this is, if you encounter somebody that's talking like this in all like specific terms, and really it sounds sophisticated, and really it sounds like he knows his shit. But when you then ask to explain in a different way, to make it more simple, more simplistic, and I know that's not what people want, because it makes yourself look stupid because you don't understand what the other person is trying to say. But give it a shot. Maybe also, this is something for your work. Ask your boss to tell you the thing that he told you and explain it in a simpler way. And maybe, if he can't, then maybe he doesn't know what's going on. Same here. Real experts, and I don't consider myself an expert, real experts can tell you things in such a manner that everybody understands. Visual, for example. Talking in visuals, talking with examples, not just like in theory, bam, 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 knowledge. That's how you see somebody's a real expert. Now, the line is kind of thin, because it could also be that the person hasn't understood the theme fully. But if you find somebody that spent 20, 30 years in his field of business, and he really understood the thing from A to B, then he can make it simpler, break it down into parts, and this is how you see a real expert in. That's universal in any field. Sports science, mechanical engineering, and martial arts, whatever. It doesn't matter. That's really... Have a look on this.
Shot over here. Why? Didn't want to hurt him. But if I'd done it here, it would have knocked him out, probably killed him.
And wow, new discovery, ladies and gentlemen. Smashing someone's jaw might knock them out, especially if they're just standing there. Wow, what a champ. And yes, Dr.
Jack Dempsey didn't know this trick.
He's a doctor. obviously, and knows how to give life and take life. Now, what can I say about George Dillman, karate expert, martial arts master, supposed friend of Bruce Lee and Muhammad Ali, unofficial mascot of butter, and a 43rd degree black belt and 42nd black belt degrees of 90th black belts. This guy looks more like a used underwear salesman than a martial artist. The amount of BS Dillman has spewed over the years is staggering. It's like everything he says is a fart.
I mean, don't get me wrong. If you're like 80 years old and you have a belly, that's not the point. What I want to make with the appearance of a master, an instructor, or whatever. But you see, if somebody has trained athletic sports, so to speak, which are necessary for fighting. And martial arts is all about fighting. If it's about self-defense, it's also important to have this physique, because then what happens is you go on a subconscious level. If you walk nights in the street and you walk like this here, what does the other think? You're a target, you're vulnerable, you're weak. If you walk like this here and you're self-confident, your chest is out, that sends some other signal. And the same happens with the appearance. If you have a little bit of muscle, then there's automatically something unconscious going on in an attacker. And you didn't hear the bell, I think, here.
Nugget dipped in barbecue sauce in a restaurant made our manure. I haven't seen this much crap come out of someone's mouth since looping 2 girls in 1 cup for 12 hours straight. But Dillman
remember somebody?
Claim to fame.
Don't Google this one. Don't Google this.
Magical ability to knock people out who work for him by way of hitting pressure points or Hadoukens and being able to control invisible energy.
Chi, it flows throughout the body. Without it, you don't function. And it's a radio wave.
And he's able to drop just about anyone using applications of pressure to certain points along the body.
So, okay, how do I see Chi? I see Chi as breath. And for me, this is the best explanation that I ever heard from my Sifu. That I asked, what is Chi? Because I wanted to understand. And when we were doing Qigong practice in my Kung Fu school, and I asked, what is Chi? I said, feel the Chi. And what he meant really was focus on breathing. And that's the most logical explanation that I have ever heard, translating Chi into breathing. Because, yeah, sure, what George Dillman said here, the wise master, without it, you cannot live. So without air, without breathing, you die. Yeah, for sure. But having this understanding of looking into breathing, that you breathe in through your nose and exhale through your mouth, you control your breathing. Also in sparring, in fighting, is vital. If you have the better cardio, most likely you are going to win if technique is the same, or maybe your technique is even not so good as your opponent's techniques, or you're not that strong. But if you can out-cardio them, if you have an understanding how your breathing works, how you can calm yourself down, calm your heart rate down, that's a huge advantage, really a huge advantage. And that's something that I'm working right now myself, because I want to go on stage, so to speak, to compete again. And that's, yeah, the Chi, what I tell myself it is. If you have another opinion about this, then let me know in the comments. If you have a better explanation, I would be generally curious to hear about it.
There, you got it. He's probably weak right here. You okay?
Dillman claims to have adapted this technique to where he can knock a person out without having to touch them.
Use Chi energy out of this hand, and we're going to affect up on the head at the third eye. So snap,
Like my third ball, maybe, yeah.
back. Down!
In one corner, weighing in at no more than 125 pounds, is chemist Luigi Garnaschelli. He thinks he can stand up to a knockout punch of Chi.
I mean, I've seen this part so many times, but I would love to check out the full documentary. Is it available on YouTube? I don't know.
Because it doesn't exist.
Come home!
In fact, when we did the test on Luigi, he was not ready to believe these things.
Here, Dillman will now explain why silly non-believer was he knocked out by a touchless knockout.
Totally non-believer. Non-believer. Plus, I don't know if I should say that on film, but if the guy had his tongue in the wrong position of the mouth, that can also nullify it. Yeah, you can nullify it. You can nullify a lot of things done to you. In fact, you can nullify it if you raise those two big toes. If I say I'm going to knock you out, and you raise one toe and push one toe down, can't knock you out. And then if I go to try again, you reverse it. If you keep doing this, I won't knock you out.
Yeah, folks.
I mean, let's just take this for a second. If it would be legit, if you could knock somebody out, if he believed in it enough, there's still no logical sense for it, because it wouldn't work on random people who are not in your cult, because they're not non-believers, because they have never heard of you. So even if it would be legit, there's no sense of this. What the freaking fuck?
It's that simple, just to avoid getting knocked out by magical energy. Move your tongue around in a wrong position in your mouth and point your toes. That's it. And the great thing about Bushido Masters is their ability to over-explain everything. Here he is spending
an
hour and a half. Yes, hour and a half explaining how he magically karate chops flimsy boards. Yeah. I'm just going to skip to the best parts if there is such a thing in a Dillman video. Much like my own videos, the best part of a Dillman video usually is when it ends.
Just because a man is a brown or a black belt doesn't mean he can break what I can break. I can teach you how to break almost anything. I can teach you how to break some things that I don't necessarily break. I have students that do it. I taught them how.
Anecdotal arguments.
For instance, I have a student that was breaking balloons.
Anecdotal argument.
Out in Ohio.
With no proof.
That section for breaking Coca-Cola bottles. Coca-Cola bottles and beer bottles. Look better than my breaking thousands of pounds of ice. He used to put his hand between two Coca-Cola bottles and cut them both in half. The bottles would go. I don't do that one. I taught him how. I can do that one, but you have to prepare for each break. Wood, being a conductor, means I have to pass through it. I cannot do this to wood and break it. Maybe one board, because
I want to see if I can break it now.
And by the way, I say that because sometimes I'm going to set something up and the board might fall in half. One of the things that I have to tell you the difference between wood and glass. People always ask me about glass.
What
glass
the fuck?
breaks with speed. I had an instructor that used to rip the top off of just light bulbs. Take a 75-watt light bulb, or 100-watt, and hit it with the fingertips and just rip the top off. To show how fast he could move and the damage he could do with his fingertips. The vibrations felt throughout the block. It actually goes into here.
Hey, dude.
And goes down and back, all within that much of a second. Faster than the speed of light.
How much is this?
And I can use this as an example, and not you. Look at it bouncing. See it bounce? Watch that. It bounces. It absorbs shock. If I got you out here, now we finally cracked one. But I think that was weak anyways. I think I saw a hairline cracking that.
Dillman's talking has put more people to sleep than NyQuil and Mother Goose combined.
Maybe I should watch this shit instead of my universe documentaries and I want to go sleep.
Finnish boy who stayed up past his bedtime dressed in Steven Seagal pajamas and who just binge watched kung fu movies while eating dumplings lived an imaginary man named Jukka Limppila. I think that's how you pronounce it. I don't speak Finnish, but Jukka can not only build IKEA furniture without looking at the instructions, jealous anyone, but he can also do anything a little boy can imagine. Just watch.
Come with me and you'll be in a world of pure imagination.
Poor man. Knuckles. I mean, is it filmed with a toaster? What the fuck?
Continue this torture train of kung fus. We're taking a peek at the Ghost Blade gang, who are...
Oh yeah, now we have the Butch and Cons.
Scooby-Doo gang. Here we can learn how to unsuccessfully collect firewood or fight off a deadly tree attack. Either way, it's win-win, at least for the tree. And now, pay attention, all you parents. This next part is for you. This will show you how to take away your child's toy gun if he gets a little rowdy.
All the time when you see... Sorry about that. All the time when you see crappy gun demonstrations, the gun is always like directly in front or in reach of the victim. Have you seen this? I mean, except in movies or on social media, on YouTube. I mean, there's footage of assaults of those things from security cameras, but this shit doesn't happen like this. So, or at least I've never seen it. Maybe I'm wrong here. Then correct me, please. But yeah, on the other side, the demonstration wouldn't work. Yeah,
bada boom. Now our house is
couldn't
safe
sell
from
DVDs.
Imaginary gunfire.
Courses nowadays.
Well. And if you're still hanging on, then my hat's off to you. Last on the hit list is Master Guy Savelli and his Wong Duck Dong Drill.
Oh yeah, this one, I know this one.
This maneuver has more awkward touching in it than a casting call with Kevin Spacey.
Now just watch a second.
Yeah.
Let's see that again. Pressure point number 31, the Fremunda point. Number 83, the choke. Number 44, the phlegm.
Get it,
number
boy.
896 to 933, the upper left nipple quadrant, and the don't tickle me there Elmo pressure point. And to finish him off, some sort of bizarre back pat that explodes his heart. Or something.
My girlfriend does the same.
I don't know. Well, that's it. That's all, folks. Hope the vid was worth the wait. My apologies.
It was freaking hell.
If it wasn't worth the wait, you can take it up.
We were good at it. I saw so much bullshit that I cannot talk anymore.
Or write to the following. But seriously, big thanks to all you subscribers for sticking around.
I don't give a fuck's PO box. That's some good kind of humor I see here.
Better to do with your fingers. Please use them to like, share.
Oh man. Okay. Okay. I feel a strong urge now to go to training. I'm gonna hit the gym now, hit the road a little bit, do some road work. I'm gonna do skippings and also some good old weights training. Because man, you gotta do what you gotta do. And I would say hit hard and lift heavy. See you in the next one.